What has gone wrong with the relationship has been exactly this cozying up. The fact that, to use one example, Tony Blair goes over to Australia to speak to the executives of News International. You don't get that in a normal business relationship.
You're going to Christmas dinners and so on between Cameron and Rebekah Wade. At least, why aren't they transparent? Shouldn't they at least be on the record, rather than something that the Guardian has to dig out months or years later?
Sorry, Roger.
No, that was a private. I think that was a private dinner. I mean, why shouldn't people have a private dinner?
Well, it stinks as a private dinner when they've got.
Why does it stink? He can have dinner with who he likes, can't he?
Not if this is a major corporation trying to take over our biggest satellite broadcaster. It absolutely stinks to high heaven, with a huge criminal suspicion hanging over it, because the phone hacking thing's been around for a long time. Would he have had dinner with the chairman of BP if they'd had criminal inquiries happening with them?
I mean, I think one of the things which will happen out of all this is that sort of thing will certainly not happen in future. I think that what you're going to find is that political leaders and politicians generally are going to be very cautious indeed, and I hope in the same way that the media will also be very cautious. And if we can have a new start as far as all that is concerned, I think it's in everyone's interest.
I think that will happen, and I think the natural position for journalists is as an outsider.
Yes,
you're observing, you're criticising, you're analysing, you're trying to find out what's going wrong. I mean, you mustn't get too close.
Yeah, but you mustn't get too close. But the trouble is, you have got too close, and you found people like the Sun. I remember in the '92 election, we won it for the Sun that won it. But that is complete, absolute rubbish.
Oh no, but Lord Fowler, can I just say one tiny thing about that? The Sun headline about the last one and turn the lights out. That wasn't telling people to not vote for Neil Kinnock. Anybody was recognising that if people voted for Neil Kinnock, they'd be bonkers, and nobody did vote for Neil Kinnock.
I think if I was Neil Kinnock, I might not take that quite rosy view.
The press the press sort of follow and adapt and adjust. They don't govern people.
No, I think politicians have been have taken it far too much that it is the press that can actually influence the outcome of elections.
Is this just about the Murdoch press, or is it wider than that?
It's wider. I think we all know that, and I think that we will gradually learn how much wider it was, hopefully under this inquiry. And I think that just good investigative journalism, such as the Guardian, the Independent, have done brilliantly. More and more will come out. I mean, and I think there'll be more civil cases quite shortly, not just against newspapers at the News International. I speak from very close experience.
And I think the extraordinary thing is, in one way, that none of this has come out before. It's suddenly all come out now. But if you go back to, say, 2006, you had the Information Commissioner putting much of this evidence into the public domain then. And absolutely nothing happened.
Nothing was done
about it.
That wasn't about phone hacking, Lord Fowler. That was breaches of the Data Protection Act.
I wonder
if it was about the whole culture that had grown up. You've got private detectives, you've got the press, you've got all the issues which are coming up in phone hacking. What was done then? Nothing. And did parts of the press take that as being a green light for it going on and doing further things? I would have said they probably did.
Unquestionably, parts of the press used private investigators far too much, and they became lazy. They didn't go and find these things out for themselves, and that has essentially come to an end. And a very good thing
too. It's more than lazy, it's illegal.
No, it's not illegal to use a private investigator.
No, you say it's come to an end. Only the other day, the Sun published my medical records. And when I tried to sue them, I tried to do it with good humour. I say, well, look, let's not go to a big legal case. Give me 5,000 quid for a charity. And I said, we're giving you nothing.